Hello there. My name is Heather Ace. I am so excited to be talking to you today about self compassion. And what is self compassion? It's basically treating yourself like a friend. All the things, the lovely things that you do for your friends and your family, it's taking that attitude and turning it inward on ourselves. And this is a big deal, right? Can you imagine having an inner hype person following you around, pumping you up, supporting your dreams and desires, and overall seeing the best in you? Yeah, you can be that person for yourself. So today, let's get started again. My name is Heather Ace. I'm really excited to share with you this year. I actually, many years ago, shared about self compassion, and the lessons are still the same, my friends. Treating yourself like a friend can add balance into your life and harmony that, especially for entrepreneurs, we need. So, a lot of you entrepreneurs, you know this life, right? Like, check out the screen. One minute you're excited, everything's going well, and the next minute you're crashing to the lowest lows. It's just the life that we've chosen, right? I'm an entrepreneur too. The thing about the ups and downs is when you have a support structure in the mind and not an evil troll telling you can't do anything, discounting your ideas and your vision, it's way easier to flow with the ups and downs and keep head above water, right? So I'd love to talk about self compassion today. A lot of us have preconceived notions about what self compassion is. So just for a second, just kind of noodle around, feel into your body. What do you think self compassion is? A lot of us have some prepackaged ideas about what this function is. So let's talk about those and then we'll dig into truly how we can apply self compassion into our life. So, to kick it off, a lot of people think self compassion is pity. We think, oh, I don't want to be nice to myself. I don't pity myself. You know, I get it. But here's the thing about pity, it's actually kind of dramatic and selfish. Pity is basically saying only I experience, problems sending in purchase orders. Only I have failed pitch meetings. It's isolating, right? You begin to think your problems are only experienced by you. And pity is one of those things that can disconnect us from other people. It's basically saying, I'm the only one that's ever been on this journey. I'm the only one that's ever failed in this way. I'm the only one that's lacking in this way. And it takes us away from other people that surely go through the same things, right? It also amplifies weirdness, drama. It blows things up by making it seem so dramatic that we, missed a meeting or didn't have a chance to attend a networking event, right? It makes these little mistakes or little bumps in our road seem like huge things. And that is not self compassion, right? Self compassion, because it's something where we treat ourselves with understanding, um, it would connect us, right? So, self compassion, it's also not self indulgence. And this is a big one. A lot of us think that the way to move forward is to like beat ourselves into submission, right? Like, if I'm too nice to myself, I'll never get anything done and I'll just indulge. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that one. I know there's certainly days where I've wanted to support myself with Netflix and nachos. I get that. And that is fine. At a certain level, that is being kind to oneself. But self compassion is, remember, I said that friend energy. And friends tend to see the best in ourselves. Friends tend to see our roadblocks and blind spots in a way that we don't. So when we apply self compassion to ourselves, we tend to like have to really get honest with ourselves about the certain areas of our life that maybe we feel like we're lacking and that maybe are very tender to us, right? So when you're looking at parts of yourself that are quite tender, do you want like a mean, evil troll looking at it? Or do you want a more friendly voice looking at these tender things that you need to shift? In order to shift, we have to look at the areas that aren't working for us. And a kinder voice, as we look at these things that aren't working for us, is much better way to go, right? Oh my goodness, think about it. Think if you were having to look at how your time management is off, right? That's not indulgent to look at something like that. It'd be indulgent to go, oh, I don't really have that. That's not really a thing for me. I'm just going to go ahead and just continue to walk in this way. Self compassion is not self indulgence. Yeah. Just kind of marinating on that. You know, self indulgence ignores these choices we have for long term happiness. Self compassion wants us to face them so we can work through them now, right? Okay, yes. It's easier to not get distracted when we know we're not going to get a slap across the face as we discover the things about us that we want to shift. So, yes. All right. And finally, children of the 90s, remember self esteem? Yes, self esteem is beautiful if you are um working through issues where you need to like feel better about yourself, and surely low self-esteem can be unhealthy, but high self-esteem means that we have to place ourselves somewhere that's like better than someone, right? We have to constantly stay above average. This is kind of a narcissistic self-absorption type of vibe here. If you are constantly in a working environment of one of a few that you have to be better than someone, then that's all you measure yourself up to. You never let you and yourself and your growth become the measuring stick. Way healthier, way more inspiring when you are the one and you're just only trying to get better than yourself, not better than this person, better than that person. Think of how much time and energy we often spend trying to be better than the people around us instead of just ourselves. It takes just enough energy to kind of leap through our own issues and go on our own journey of self improvement. So, self compassion, it's not about being better than someone else. It's not about getting aggressive or competitive so we can feel this esteem that we've been taught to feel. It's really like looking at ourselves um, and working to feel better about who we are, not who we are in comparison to other people. Can you imagine the amount of energy you will regain when you stop being in competition with yourself? Pretty huge. All right, so we've gone through what self-compassion isn't. So let's just like strip the self part aside and go with what compassion is, right? Compassion is this awesome thing. It recognizes, it helps us look at other humans and go, oh my God, you're just like me. You poop, you fail, you get brokenhearted. Your ideas fizzle and die. Your ideas take off. You have great ideas. You have terrible ideas. It's looking at someone else, seeing their realness and their suffering, and up bubbles this really beautiful thing that you want them to feel better, right? When you're with someone that that you care about, you look at them, you see them suffering, you go, dang, I know what that feels like. How good does that feel when someone's like, no, I get that, snaps, oh my God, I feel the same way. How beautiful is that feeling of understanding, right? And then you would want them to feel better, so you kind of activate into this mode of wanting to take care of them, wanting to build them up, wanting to see a different side of things, wanting to provide a game plan for them to feel better and move through a difficult spot. So then self-compassion flips into wanting to do that, wanting to support someone through a tough time, wanting to build someone up, wanting to provide someone with a different view of themselves. You turn it around and you bring it to yourself. Kind of an awesome thing, right? Kind of an awesome thing. So, loving this, loving this. So, we're going to like check out some areas in our life where you're a bit of a D to yourself, bit of a dick to yourself. Yeah. I've got some questions on the side here, and I won't run through them all, but I really encourage you to yourself, like as a meditation, to go through and journal some of these things, right? They're pretty beautiful questions. Like if you're noodling on something and it's going around and around in the head, beautiful things as why is it so important? Like, what's it linked to? It's never the thing, my friends. It's never the thing you think it is. There's always an underlying thing going on. So get clear with yourself, right? Remember, we were talking about that self indulgence thing? have this kind voice, start with some self-compassion, and then delve into maybe you're on a little selfish Sally, a little selfish Sal. And you need to maybe journal about what others have gone through, of times where you felt connected with people in your low points. It's not about isolation. And entrepreneurship can certainly make it feel that that is something we're doomed to. But by getting outside of our head, seeing other people's journeys, reading about other people's struggles, we feel more connected. We are a group of individuals together that are entrepreneurs. We are a community. And so some of these questions can really help you get outside of like the personal struggle and expand and find roots to how you're feeling. So, yeah. Let's keep it moving. So, how do we bring more self compassion into our life? Yeah. How do we practice this method? We want it all sounds fine and dandy, right? Being a friend yourself, having an inner hype person, more balance, more energy, right? So let's talk about what we can do. So here's the thing. The biggest thing is a lot of us have negative thoughts in our head swirling around, swirling around, right? It's really important to note these marbles of thought, I call them, that are swirling around in our head. These marbles swirl sometimes for years and years, and they create these deep, deep grooves. And so it can be really hard to lift ourselves out of thoughts of past pain and anxiety. Yeah. What's important to do is to note those thoughts. A big practice in doing that's meditation. Meditation actually isn't about turning off the mind, it's about viewing our thoughts, detaching from them, and seeing what the heck marbles are going around creating grooves in our mind. This is our line of thinking. These grooves are a line of thought. So the biggest thing is to identify these harmful, traumatic, unsupportive voices in the mind, right? Then we create and discover new truths. You are not a piece of crap. You are perfectly where you need to be. You have everything you need to get where you want to go. You are powerful. And you were brought to this planet for a purpose to share you and to share your work and your thoughts and your being. So you can start there. When one of those negative thoughts comes up, and you'll know it because you've done the work to identify them, you can flick that way and adopt one of these new thoughts that's more supportive. So this is like the practice, right? Identifying the thoughts that are unsupportive, flicking them away, and immediately, boom, thinking of that new thought. And this is the practice. This is the flow. Identify the negative thoughts. When they come up, kick them away, replace them with the new, and identify your negative thoughts. When they come up, say, I see you, push them away and bring in the new one. And pretty soon, this little marble, that new marble that's supportive, that's awesome, that knows you can do it, that knows you're on your way, that is patient, that is kind, that is inspiring, that one is the one that keeps rolling around. It's repatterning and it takes some mental muscle. It really does take some mental muscle to get this going. So, this is where I very much recommend a meditative practice, right? So, you can like feel what it's like to see a thought and work with it, right? Send it away or bring it in and believe it. You begin to work with thoughts to construct new reality. How freaking cool is that, right? So, another big way to cultivate self compassion is collaborating with people in your industry, right? Get outside your head, listen to other people's stories, find out different sides of your industry. There is not only one tale. There's all these beautiful offshoots that are as varied as our personality, right? It's really important to be reflected to people too. You've got to believe people when they tell you your ideas are great, when they're excited or attracted to what you have to offer. You are a person with a ton of facets that you don't even know about, right? So it's really time to lighten up on yourself. Stop being mean to yourself. You don't deserve that. You don't have to believe these negative voices, and you don't have to live with them. You get to choose what your reality looks like. This is where that mindfulness, meditation, that self care, treat yourself well, feel good on the inside, and it radiates out. Taking care of ourselves is one of the most self-compassionate things we can do. Yeah. If your friend was tired, what would you do? You probably tuck them in and tell them to go to sleep. If they were sick, you tell them to rest. If they were just mashing their brain trying to think their way out of something, you'd say, you need a nap. Or you'd try to maybe take them on a hike, get them out of their head a little bit. Do these things for yourself, and you'll find that effortlessly you can do them for other people, but you got to do them for yourself first, right? Okay. Big thing, look, you always have a choice to think a certain way. It is your choice. We are not ruled by our thoughts. They're just these little things floating around, and they're coming from all sides, my friends, right? They're coming from the news. They're coming from our parents. They're coming from friends around us, new and old, friends that are irrelevant and friends that we are wanting to meet. So you've got to get clear about the thoughts and the line of thinking that supports you moving forward on your dream. That feels as good as, those high points that we have. Look around, and who are the people around? What is the situation around where you feel a more supportive environment? And keep believing those things. Keep surrounding yourself with those things. When you're at your lows, what just happened? Who did you just talk to? What are you mired in? And can you move away from those things? A really big one, please, if you take away one thing, do not wake up and read doom and gloom. Do not wake up right away in the beauty of your clarity and the beauty of your fresh as white snow mind and immediately pour poop onto it. Yeah. Wake up, 5, 10 things you're grateful for. Think about 5 things you're grateful for. Wake up and try a meditation. Wake up and tell someone you love them right away. Wake up and send blessings and gratitude into your house. This helps us increase our capacity to feel joy, to feel gratitude, to prime us for way more self-compassion and compassion. Yeah. That's just one of my little tips. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm at the end of my talk here and I could keep talking about this for days. I'm a dork for meditation. There, I said it. I'd love for you to stay in touch on the Instagram, the Facebook, the LinkedIn, and my website. I actually will be sharing many more meditation videos for you to use so you can begin to start zeroing in on different thoughts, creating a new pattern of support, inner support for yourself that you can use to move forward. I love to speak with my fellow entrepreneurs because I get it. I get it. When I gave this talk a few years ago, I was in a completely different space than I am now. And I credit most of that with finding this inner voice that believed in me more than I did at that time. So you deserve to have that ally with you. My name is Heather Ace. It's been a fabulous time. Thank you for your focus. Thank you for your attention. And I thank you in advance for seeking me out and continuing the conversation.